estaba aquí, patata, a esta persona.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reid.
Do you have recent news of Hampton's shelter?
I can't believe that someone could be cruel enough to assassinate a saint. Maybe Giselle is right. Maybe this world is doomed.
Do you need my medical attention, Miss Paxton?
I can keep going, Dr. Reid.
Vale.
If you say. Goodbye, Miss.
Anemia. De esta no tengo. ¿Dónde lo puedo fabricar? Aquí al lado. Voy a fabricar anemia. Vale, ¿qué más necesito? Una tiene anemia, la otra tiene cefalea. No, que cefalea, que craía. Cefalea tengo. Vamos a ver, ¿qué más necesito? Tiene anemia también. Otra de anemia, entonces. Vale. Este tiene resfriado. Tengo aquí para el resfriado. Tengo 4. Vale. Tiene resfriado. Vale. Tiene agotamiento y agotamiento. Agotamiento. Tengo 4. Yo ese sí. Luego ya está todo. Me ha dado a curarlo y después nos metemos con mi hermanita. No veis el raro. Sabes, está triste por... No. ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces? Habla conmigo.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reid.
Do you need my medical attention, Miss Paxton?
I can keep going,
Of course you can, Miss Paxton. But I wouldn't recommend it. Please, take this. You will feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. Thank you. Really.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Vale, 50 de experiencia. Mucho mejor, que va.
You again? What do you want?
Do you have recent news of Hampton's shelter?
That place was a dump, and it still is. The only good news is we don't have to listen to the sad saint's prayers anymore now he's gone.
Vale.
Do you need medical help, Miss Paxton?
I may, but I have no money for your scams, Doctor.
I don't charge patients. My scam is much more subtle than that, Miss Paxton.
All right, then. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. But don't think I take you for an ally of the working class.
La suerte.
Well, I'll leave.
Suerte. Es que no sé, tenía que haberle hecho la cura. La curación, pero... un poco... el L. Toma esa decisión. Hay que tomar una decisión mejor. Pero no lo hice. Mal por mí. Ya tengo no lo mire. Claro, esta es la llave que me abría. Pero que me daba objetos interesantes. El 4 para pociones. Vale. Ahora puedo extraer sangre de la tipa. La que la hermana esa tiene un buff ese de que evita que yo la ataque, tío. Me da por culo que flipa. ¿Cómo coño se ha hecho tan fuerte la cabrona? Normal. Vale. Me falta otra persona que está por aquí. Y ya no está. La señora.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
Ah, esta es la que está sana. No sé quién era. Esta no es. A ver, a ver, a ver. Ah, esto de allá. Esta por liarla. Hostia, te...
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these men.
I hope they'll all return to the shadows once the epidemic has passed.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
I spent days observing the place, but the vampires still got him. Evil. It's everywhere, Dr. Reid.
Do you need my...
Actually, I may. In my line of work, I have to stop at any sign of infection.
Treating a vampire hunter's wounds is certainly a first for me. I'm happy to help you, of course.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. Your support means a lot.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Este mejora las armas porque no me sirve para nada. La mierda que tengo, ¿sabes? Pues no me sirve para nada. Pues la mejoro total.
I have this thirst for blood.
Vamos para allá. Hay que matar a un lobo.
Leave on.
Tengo que curar a ese idiota. Para curar a aquellos dos. ¿22? Joder.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reid.
Si no me dejamos todo curado, niño, es un problema que te caga. No toma el final, solamente.
Eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen,
yeah.
easy targets.
It's
in these
locked.
parts.
Ok.
What can I do for you, Dr. Reid?
Do you have any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
What a terrible story. Where is the hope? If it...
Mrs. Fishburne,
I am afraid I am, Doctor.
then let me give you a...
I thank you for your generosity, sir. It's something. Please don't stay too long.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Miss...
Heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter lately?
Not since he bought it. Such a sad story.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person. I don't know what to...
Do you need help?
No, thanks.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
You still working at this hour? That's what I call dedication.
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
His death is proof there's no safe ground in this part of town. The streets live for violence.
Do you require medical assistance, Miss Cavendish?
Don't feel so good if you have to know. I knew that keeping the
Take this. It'll help. Perhaps you should think about closing the turquoise turtle for a while.
Tom always said we got to keep the doors open. But thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan. Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
Have you not heard? The sad saint has been murdered. Nothing is sacred.
Do you need any help?
It can't be good for business to see the bartender.
Indeed. It would be a shame to taint the delicate taste.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Reid. My customers and I, we all thank you.
Goodbye.
Foolish girl and her pre-principles. She's got no idea who she's dealing with.
Over there!
Alive! yourselves! There's one of them!
How are you, boy? Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Never heard of her.
Do you need assistance?
I'm all right, but if you fancy giving me the medication, I can put it to good use.
Goodbye, young man.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for things.
There is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
Hello again. Tell me, Camellia, how are things now the dispensary is closed? Very well. Goodbye then. Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not at all, sir.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nithercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reid.
I'll leave you alone.
Kiss me again.
Te empieza a tardar un montón, tío. Joder. No sé cómo va lo del rollo de las cargas, pero a mí me la lía un montón. Ya me reventó enseguida, rapidito. Y eso que todavía le metí bastante. Lo que va a ser hacerlo fuera de cámara y grabar al final, nada más. Porque no puedo estar aquí a las cargas. A ver si puedo hacerlo, tío. Pues.
Is despicable.
Ah, ya voy así, da igual. Joder, macho. Vamos a ver qué hacemos.
Killed me, brother. Mind. You're a monster! Kiss me again, sweet brother. I'll show you the same kindness you showed Sean Hampton. What have you done?
Ole, 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 ole. Segunda fase, no fastidie.
Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare. No dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
La ha vuelto a matar. 2 veces ya.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Tal vez cura, pero me lo cargué.
At last, I can forgive you.
Ok. Vale. ¿Y ahora qué hago? Al cura no lo puedo salvar. Pues me lo cargué yo. Porque no sé cómo sacó la tumba así. O sea, una noche más tarde, o sea, pasó la noche. Pero el cura no afecta porque no es un personaje que está ahí, o sea que... Hala, terminamos la misión principal. ¡Bien! Me ha dado un huevo de cargar. Lo más probable es que ya le dé... esta semana ya la partida terminada. Ya es tarde. Que se me va... Al principio tarda poco, pues... Pero después empieza a echarle hora y empieza a cargar más y ya. Y eso es que tiene un problema en el diseño del juego. Me acuerdo yo que algunos juegos sí recuerdo yo eso. Empieza a crear archivos, igual que de GTA tenía ese problema de crear archivos y ta. Y Skyrim tenía un problema también, porque empezaba a acumular objetos, y se empezaba a cargar, después tardaba un montón cargar toda la mierda que tenía metido en un baúl de todas las cargas, de todas las mierdas que le metiste. Entonces empezaba a cargar. Y tarda un rato. Los mods, también los videojuegos, por ejemplo, tenía uno de conducir, no, de reparar coche. Que le metí mod y después para arrancar la primera vez que lo carga el juego tardaba un montón. Porque cargaba todos los mods y se me va la de Dios. Pero esto no, esto creo que es por igual que ahora se va acumulando las cargas. Y me parece que se queda problema y aumenta la carga de cada partida cuando le inicia. Se carga todo, eso. No es como... Pero esto por lo menos es por pasar la fase, tío. Dios. Me loco yo, la muchacha. También esta vez más o menos controlé más lo del disparo y el espacio, porque las bombas esas le da por culo que flipa. No sé por qué no tengo esa bomba. Y la puedes reventar más o menos fácil. Aunque creo que el cura no lo puedo salvar, no. Ahora miro después.
As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister, I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reid. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Yeah. Vale. Esa... ¿Cumplí la misión o no cumplí la misión? Y esto me afecta a la de... Hostia, está todo medio enfermo ahora. Vale. Mucho agotamiento. Agotamiento. Aquí está todo curado. Pero este. Ya lo seguiré. Ya está todo medio enfermo. Este está curado. Y aquí Raid. Estable, grave. Yo tengo uno que está medio pachucho para allá. ¿Qué ratio tendría este? Este. Este sí recuerdo para el crío aquí que debe de oro. La vieja esta. Ya seguiré. Necesita este agotamiento. Y esto también tiene agotamiento. Esto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 y 8. Estimado Dr. Reid, espero que lea pronto la carta que le envío, pues debo hablar con usted lo antes posible. La situación avanza rápidamente. Estoy convencido de que corremos un grave peligro. La guardia de Prive ha dado comienzo a su gran cacería en Londres. Lleva una noche buscando activamente a Escos y matando a los que consigue localizar. Lord Reid, residente del club Skals, se ha puesto en contacto conmigo. Quiero reunirse con usted de inmediato. Puede venir a mi mansión cuando guste. Debemos hablar del tema. Justo a esta carta te envío un pase de oficial que le permite pasar cualquier barricada o control de las horas de cuarentena de la ciudad. Un cordial saludo, Lady Asbury. Lady Asbury, ¿quién era? Lady Asbury no era la personaje acá vampiresca, ¿no? No me va a salir aquí porque como es una vampira, no, pues... ¿No me va a salir aquí? No, no me va a salir. Agotamiento. Oh. Tengo 2. Y 2, 6, a ver, ¿cuánto tengo aquí? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 8. Y esto aún no lo puedo mejorar. Esto tampoco lo puedo. Esto ya es nivel de pelea. Esto. Espérate. Me faltaría esto, no tengo nada aquí. Vale, batata peña. Ya todo está... A ver, aquí tengo que hablar con peñas. Dando la peña, luego... Voy a tratar la peña, voy a hablar un poquito con la gente que me queda por aquí. ¿Con quién tengo que hablar yo? Con este tío, creo.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Geoffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Prewen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion, and with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
Oye, el máximo ya está bloqueado. Yo no sé. Eso lo
My commission here at Pembroke Hospital.
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later. Good evening, Mr.
Evening, Doc.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. Don't think you can do much about it.
Goodbye for now.
As for me, I'm an idiot. They lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London.
Chimorea, gente. Había el visillo.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'd like...
Wise chop.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need any
I'm afraid.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. Well, thanks, anyway.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine. As soon as I can get...
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reid. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Please show me what you...
Of course. Good evening,
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of...
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reid.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Is there anything...
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was...
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reid. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Doctor.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal...
O sea, o eso o acabar en la cárcel. Que gilipollez. Si no consigues morirte, acaba en la cárcel.
Consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well-deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reid.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
I have to go now.
Good evening, sir.
Vale. Tengo visión entonces. Este hombre. La prisión secundaria, gente. Bien. Fíjate, me falta burro. A gente.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reid. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Echando puya al cabrón, como siempre. Da por culo que flipa.
We'll talk later.
Vale. La casa es la puerta que no puede entrar. Pues vale. Lo que no creo que me dé tiempo en este vídeo. Lo tendremos que dejar en otra ocasión. ¿Y a quién me tengo que curar? Está todo tratado. Al de la otra región. Vale. En 5 minutos no me da tiempo. Tendremos que dejar por aquí, gente. La casa que no podía entrar, ahora sí puede entrar, ¿no?
Stupid beast! You leech! Eat this!
Cuando encuentre esta carta yo ya no estaré aquí. Quiero que sepa que no me marcho por usted. Dejo este mundo por el insoportable peso que la existencia ha puesto sobre mis hombros. Estos tiempos que corren son demasiado para mí. A veces siento como si los versos del Aire se hubiese escrito para resonar en mi propio corazón. Cuando el cielo bajo y gravido pesa como una losa sobre el gimiente espíritu presa del lago de Dios, y el horizonte abarcando todo el círculo, no despeja un día negro más triste que la noche. Es tan hermoso como doloroso, padre. No puedo soportarlo más. No quiero que trate de convencerme, solo retrasaría lo inevitable, pues habría intentado una y otra vez. Si por casualidad lograste salvarme, adiós. Su hijo
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
Ah, pues nada, su privacidad es lo primero, hombre. Nada, la privacidad es lo primero, gente. Vampiro crea un supermano progerie con sangre. Todo el mundo lo sabe. Algunos incluso hemos presenciado el proceso, pero ¿qué es lo que pasa realmente? Es lo único medida de los vampiros para engendrar. Repasemos lo que sabemos hasta ahora. Cuando un vampiro desea tener progerie, no muerde, sino que entrega su sangre para ser bebida. La mayoría de las víctimas mueren al ser mordidos, pero algunos sobreviven para convertirse en sanguijuelas. Eso solo ocurre cuando hay asimilado la sangre de vampiro de un modo u otro. No es el mordisco de depredador, sino su sangre. La que el vampiro que un modo u otro, lo que infecta a la víctima, que se convierte en un sobreviviente al sufrimiento de la metamorfosis. Pero visto, los vampiros también pueden generar medidas de actos sexuales y de actos sexuales. Ya sabes, querida, voy a la mansión. El vampiro se marea para producir un niño. Un acto sexual entre vampiros o un humano rara vez se da lugar a un nacimiento, pero algunos de ellos está igualmente. Hombre, sí, eso no quitarlo. La gestación de un vampiro tan solo dura varias semanas y el dolor de la madre resulta indescriptible. Si ella es mortal, no sobrevivirá al alumbramiento. El vampiro sale de su matriz desgarrándole las extrañas. Además de una bebedora de sangre, seguramente sobreviviría y se recuperará. El vampiro recién nacido regresará rápidamente y alcanzará la madurez en tan solo varios meses. El adversario de Storm, fundador de la Guardia de Príncipe. Hostia, ya sabemos, tenemos temita ya. No, esto no.
It's locked, all right.
Esto será, me cago en la leche. Vale, la lleva detrás de este tipo.
See them fancy clothes? Beach spotted! Watch out! Beach!
Sobrevive porque termina la misión, tío.
Steady, boys. We've got one of them here.
Hostia, 3. Te tienes quieto, coño.
Filthy piece of shit! You leeches!
Y me sigue dando mierda, tío. Yo no lo entiendo. Sé que tengo que mejorar y me da mierda. Todo el rato, mierda. Habla con el chaval ya que estamos. Bueno, lo dejamos para otro día. Hablamos y lo dejamos para otro día. A ver, para curar al otro tipo que me queda. Eso puede ser fuera de cámara, solamente darle un tratamiento. Yo creo que es lo que es menos valioso. Tengo que tener bien. Pues escaso de todo. ¿Se puede dar a la madre? Sí, pero ¿para qué?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. I'll think about it. Now please, let me be.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir. We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the next minute.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long, hoping that the next minute would be less unbearable.
No tenía hora.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
You always knew the words so tired, children, Ellen. Will this shift never
Oye, se me va cargando, me cago en la leche. Este, pues lo dejamos por aquí. Un poquito más largo,
Here we go!
Bueno, vamos a hacer lo del hijo.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Luego, hermanito, lo siento, gente. Vamos a darle caña a esta.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Ole. Hemos acertado una, gente. Lo que nos cuesta acertar. Y solo me falta tratar al de aquí.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Here we go!